In St. Croix, Virgin Islands police are investigating the shooting of a man who was shot dead while washing his vehicle. It happened around 5:40 Monday night in Barron's Spot. Officers arrived to reports of shots fired and found a critically injured man. 21-year-old Raj Darnell White, seen on your screen, was at home in his yard washing his vehicle when a black male exited a vehicle, fired multiple shots at him, then jumped back into that vehicle and sped off. Emergency crews rushed White to the hospital where he died of the injuries he sustained by the bullet wounds. The Criminal Investigation Bureau is investigating the homicide. Anyone with any information is urged to contact 911. The Criminal Investigation Bureau's tip line at 340-778-4950 or 340-778-2211 or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. While COVID-19 cases in the territory remain over 100, they do remain steady. A small spike we're seeing right now is an indication that the BA2 Omicron subvariant has made its way here, although sequencing hasn't come back yet at last check to confirm that. According to the latest numbers from the VI Department of Health, there are 118 active cases territory-wide, with 50 cases right now on St. Croix, 63 on St. Thomas, and 5 on St. John. Nationwide, COVID-19 cases are now rising in more than half of U.S. states, but still are relatively remaining low overall. And one former U.S. health official says COVID-19 vaccines could become an annual shot as early as this coming fall.
An uptick in COVID-19 cases, but overall, the daily rate is still one of the lowest since mid-July.
We are seeing case numbers rise in New England, here in the Mid-Atlantic. We're going to see this, right? In the pandemic, we're going to see moments where cases go up, cases go down.
While some cities could move to reimpose restrictions, others are loosening requirements. With fewer cases and less demand, many COVID-19 testing sites are shutting down as more people get home tests. However, that could lead to a decrease in the number of reported cases. That's why top U.S. health officials say it's important to keep an eye on hospitalizations.
If we were to see a huge spike in cases, we'd also see that eventually trickle into hospitalizations. We're not seeing that. Hospitalizations right now at the lowest level since March of 2020. That's good news. So no doubt, home tests means we miss some cases. But that said, I think we have got other metrics we're tracking as well.
When it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine, some public health experts believe very soon it will become a shot you get every year.
I think we're in this unusual period right now where we're calling these boosters. We're telling that people who are vulnerable to the infection to get a shot every 6 months. That's effectively what we're doing to make sure that they're up to date and have maximal protection. And we're transitioning towards this probably becoming an annual vaccination starting this fall.
With Easter less than a week away, you may have noticed the price of eggs has been skyrocketing. Costs are being driven up by several factors, including an outbreak of the bird flu, which has forced farmers to kill more than 20 million chickens. We get more on this now from reporter Omar Villafranca.
Sam Miller has more than 8,000 hungry mouths to feed every day at Cedar Ridge Egg Farm in Northeast Texas. The rising cost of the corn and wheat feed is forcing Miller to raise his egg prices. His feed bill for his growing business is up nearly $7,000 a month.
I don't jack my price up. I make a little bit. I don't make a lot off my egg.
The war in Ukraine, a major grain producer, and drought conditions in the U.S. have pushed wheat and corn prices up significantly. That has driven up the price of eggs by 56%. Last year, the national average for a dozen large white eggs was $1.60. Now it's up to $2.50.
Your morning breakfast price is going up all the way from the eggs, but to the bacon and the toast and everything else.
Livestock economist David Anderson says the worst avian flu outbreak in 7 years has killed more than 20 million birds in 24 states and has chipped away at the egg supply and pushed prices up.
It takes time to adjust to higher prices and higher costs. You don't just snap your fingers and get more production.
Higher fuel prices are also hammering Miller. The cost to fill up his delivery truck almost doubled, and he's doing everything he can to avoid raising his egg prices again.
Oh, there's going to come a point in time where I have to do something or I'm not going to be here.
Higher grain prices aren't just affecting eggs. The price per pound of bacon, ground beef, whole chickens, they are all up compared to last year, and experts say the price could get even higher.
So those high egg prices, though, aren't stopping an Easter tradition. VI First Lady Yolanda Bryan is hosting Easter egg hunts on St. John, St. Croix, and St. Thomas. The children's Easter egg hunts will include mini parades, games, prizes, and other treats. On St. John, the hunt will be at 2 p.m. on Sunday, April 10th at the Battery. Mrs. Bryan also has Easter egg hunts and fun children's events scheduled for St. Thomas and St. Croix next week. On St. Croix, the Easter egg hunt will be at 2 p.m. on Thursday, April 14th at the Agriculture Fairgrounds. And on St. Thomas, there will be two events on Saturday, April 16th. Toddlers are invited to join the First Lady from 11 o'clock in the morning to 1 p.m. for an Easter egg hunt in the First Lady's garden on Government Hill. The celebration will continue then for children ages 3 to 13 with free carnival rides from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Fort Christian parking lot. Lots of ways to have fun to celebrate Easter in the territory. Staffing issues are forcing JetBlue Airways to cut flights this summer. JetBlue is canceling 8 to 10% of its flights starting next month. That's following a weekend of widespread cancellations it blamed on severe weather and staffing. A shortage of pilots and crew is impacting other airlines hit by a surge in spring break travelers, but less staff. Alaska Airlines said last week it is also cutting back flights, reducing about 2% of its flights in June due to pilot capacity. And Delta Airline pilots are protesting the airline's schedule, which they say is leaving them overworked. It is not always easy getting teenagers up and out the door in the morning for school. That's why many experts have been advocating for years for later school start times. Now, new research suggests starting the day later can have big benefits for the whole family, including mom and dad. Bradley Blackburn has more.
High school teacher Kelly Osuna and her two teen sons have busy mornings getting ready for the day. But they say it's been much less stressful since their school began starting classes later.
Prior to the time change, I had to get them into before care and then have enough time to get back to my job by 7. So we were leaving the house at the very latest by 6:15.
Health experts say early school start times can impact teens' learning and increase risks for obesity and depression. Now, research from National Jewish Health looks at how moving start times later can be good for the whole family. Researchers partnered with a large district near Denver, adjusting middle and high school start times 50 to 70 minutes later.
What we found was that these parents were reporting later wake times similar to their students and an increase in the amount of sleep that they were obtaining.
Dr. Lisa Meltzer authored the study, which also found fewer parents reported feeling tired during the day.
Researchers say many middle and high schools begin too early. Only about 20% of U.S. high schools start at or after 8:30 a.m.
That's the time recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics.
Sleep is important for every aspect of functioning.
Osuna is grateful to be getting more sleep. She now gets up at the time she used to leave the house.
I noticed such a huge difference just in my mood and my affects when I do get in front of students in the morning, or even the time that I'm with my children in the morning.
And as an educator and mom, she says it's a great way to start the day.